Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and welcome to show and tell number 216. So obviously we're going to have a little lighting issue over here. So I'm actually filming this at a really weird time of day because my tomorrow is going to be all sorts of upside down, flip backwards and everything else. So it is Wednesday at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. See if maybe that helps a little bit. I don't know. The sun is reflecting off the backyard and straight up through the blinds, and well, that helped a little bit. Anyway, technical issues aside, I hope you guys are having a wonderful, fantastic day. I am I did a collagen treatment on my hair last night, so it's like all kinds of you know, all those things we try to do to make things smooth and shiny and stuff. Well, when you got fine hair, it just makes it go. So anyway, I started getting some things finished downstairs that I've been cranking out on the Addy. But more or less, this is an entire bucket of WIPs and a future project. So if you're not interested in works in progress, knowing anything about what I decided to just go starting all of a sudden for no reason, that's fine. Come back next week. We should have some finished objects because some of these are going fast and some of these are going slow, and somewhere in between we'll have some finished objects. So anyway, finish things. I still need to weigh these, which is what I was waiting on doing, but because I can't film tomorrow. Anyway, I should have had all 6 of these ends woven in, finished and everything, but I didn't. These are just plain scarves. This one has a dark blue edge with the marl yarn, just a little matching set. And then this is just the all pink. This is Impeccable Wild Orchid. This is Premier Everyday in one of the marls, and some Red Heart Super Saver in soft navy. So just a 6-foot scarf with a double-sided hat. Set that there. I need to get my February weights done because I still have the March stuff that I need to like finish in and stuff, and because we're coming to the close of Q1. There'll be a lot of content coming up that is just like quarter updates for different things. I'm kind of excited. Oh, heads up. So Saturday and Tuesday's videos are both unboxing videos. None of them have yarn in them, but we do have an unboxing from a company that sent me some stuff, and we have an unboxing from a company I purchased from. So I think the stuff that was sent to me, I'll unbox on Saturday. The stuff I purchased, I will unbox on Tuesday. But I'm really excited because I very specifically have been looking for things like this to go on sale or clearance so I could try them. Anyway, but I am refraining from the yarny. I made my yarnable or a hypnotic yarn purchase, and so far that's the only not gift for me, like prize gift that I have purchased so far. I'm saving my pennies for the Southern Comfort Farm Market. I really, really, really want to. Yeah, so upcoming WIP next. Because this is going to feed into the first WIP that I share with you guys. I had a really bad case of starteritis over the weekend. I am not going to lie. It started on Friday and just continued. And I managed to only cast on 2 projects. I did have to restart one a couple of times to figure out what I really wanted though. So last week I shared with you guys this DK weight set of yarn that I had pulled together. This is Unicorn Dreamscapes from Yarnable, Hopefully Mine from ALC, and Candy Painted from ALC. These are all 3 in the DK weight base. And I really wanted to pull these together in a project. And I decided that I'm going to do the Sky Shawl from Twisted Sisters. Yarn Twisters. Twisted Sister. We're not gonna knit this. Anyway, Yarn Twisters, Sky Shawl. So it is loosely kind of a fade, but it doesn't actually fade. So it stripes into the next color, but it's actually a V shape instead of being a boomerang shape. I don't think they have. I love their patterns. Okay, so like I said, this is going to immediately jump into the next one. So this will be the second pattern that I've cast on with them. I've read the pattern. I like the pattern. Everything's great with the pattern. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. The only problem I have is the cover picture is the only picture they have available for the pattern. I was online going through things, trying to find a pattern that I could use the 3 colors in. And I had to go through a lot of project pictures for this, and more than normal, to see what this actually looked like laid out. But it is a shallow triangle shawl. And I will be striping in from lightest to darkest on that. So, or actually from blue to purple. So I'm very excited. I have my pattern picked. I have not started it yet. I'm going to put this in a little plastic zipper bag as soon as I can figure out where I stuck those. But that's ready to go. The next project. So I am actually going to lay blame for me casting this on Sunny from the North Country Knitter. I will leave her tag down below. Go check out her channel. But she is working on one of these. And I was like, I only have 957 balls of fingering weight yarn in my stash. Why not do that? So this is the Sisterhood of the Traveling Shirt. And it uses 200 grams of fingering weight yarn or 200 grams of a slubby yarn. This is the only one that seems to have extra pictures in the pattern. And this is the slubby version. This is the fingering weight version. But they do share pictures of it on multiple different bust sizes and stuff. I wish it showed different shoulder sizes. But that's just kind of a me thing. So this is a one size fits most. The largest they're showing it fit is a 48-inch bust. I have I'm going to say what I have. My preferred fit is between 44 and 45 inches in the bust. So I definitely fit within that realm. This would be easy to increase. So this is top down. You start by knitting the yoke, which is the piece that's comes down to the shoulder cap. And then you split off for the sleeves. So if the drop needs to be deeper, but you don't need to make it any wider, or if you need to make it wider without increasing the drop of where the sweater's going to sit versus where you're going to split for the sleeves, which would be somewhere approximately here, you could easily make those adjustments. Now, I did try this on this morning to make sure like I wasn't getting ginormous, because I made one massive change to how I'm doing mine, and I will explain. So I am using Premier Cotton sock yarn for this, the Cotton Collage. Now this is a little on the fine side, and I also know this is a fairly large cotton percentage, I believe. I hope it is, because I kind of did that with mine. It's 46% cotton, 33% superwash fine merino, 12% polymid, 9% PBT. It's got a little bit of stretch. I guess you can't see that from that distance. It's got a little bit of stretch to the yarn, but I had 10 of these. I got 8 of these. I had 8 skeins of the balls of this. This is a striping style yarn, and I did not want to fool with the striping, but it's also a marl style yarn. And I was kind of thinking to myself, I have 4 of the blue, so I almost took 4 of the pink, 4 of the blue, and put those together. This is the color Sunshine Multi. The blue one is Circus Multi that I have. They're all different dye lots. I don't know why I have this many that just kind of accumulate in my stash. I must have purchased them separately because the dye lots are different, but I don't know when I purchased them or why I purchased them. This is where we are. So, what I have decided to do is I'm still holding them 2 at a time. I am only using the Sunshine Multi though. I am almost done with my first 100 grams because I'm holding it 2 at a time. So 50 grams if you weren't. Definitely tell I tried this on because I got my yarn all sorts of twisted up, y'all. But this is where I am on this. And you can see where you still have kind of some of the striping effect. But there's also this really, really, really super awesome confetti effect. I love it. I am loving how this fabric is working out. So for me, it is hitting fairly wide on the shoulder. I am debating on bringing in just a couple of rows of ribbing around the neckline. I know how. It is on a size 10 needle, which is why I went ahead. I was like, it really shouldn't change the gauge too much to do 2 at a time because I'm still not hitting like the point where this would really full into where like the size of the needle. Like you could probably follow this using even worse weight yarn and you just get a more dense fabric than what the pattern shows. So I knew this was going to be a denser fabric. That's the other reason why I did this is I want to be able to wear just a basic like cami shell underneath this, not actually have to wear a full tank top underneath this because I don't want anything that's going to peek at the neckline because I want to keep the neckline open. So I want a cami shell that's going to be a little bit wider and lower. So I kind of wanted a little bit denser of a fabric so I can still wear supportive undergarments. The things you have to think about sometimes, you know, just saying. But anyway, I'm loving how this is turning out. I am on, I think I'm 3 rows away from my next increase. And that will be, and I just want to say, that's the instructions for the entire sweater. Like, that's it. That's all the instructions for the entire sweater. So I'm 3 rows from the next increase. And then it's 70 rows down the yoke. So I'm almost done. That means I'm on row 50. I finished row 50 last night. 59 is the increase. 70 is where I'm going to end. So I only have 20 more rows until I split for the sleeves. And I just started this on Monday afternoon. Like I said, I started actually about exactly 48 hours ago. So anyway, I'm very excited about where this is. And like I said, I'm almost done with my first 2 balls of yarn. I have 6 more. So I'll still probably have enough for a pair of socks at the end of all this. But I have this is one of my bags from Morel at the Dabbling Hook. Like I said, I love her. I normally use these when I'm walking around with a project a lot because I love her angle looped handle there. But yeah, I am so in love with this. But it's funny because I had never, ever, 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 ever done a project from these ladies. And they're a yarn store in Canada. And tags for there'll be links for the patterns and stuff down below. I'll have Laurel tagged. I'll have Sunny tagged and stuff too. But their patterns have been like popping up for like everything I'm looking for recently. But what had happened was on Saturday, I tried to cast this on with some Knit Picks yarn I have, some Knit Picks Stroll. And that was flashing real bad. I didn't like it. We were getting these blobs and lumps and stripes occurring. I just didn't like the way it was looking. And I only have 2 hanks of that. So even if I doubled it up to try to break that up, it wasn't going to look right. The weave is too loose for me to alternate skeins down the side seamlessly. Just because of how loose the fabric is, you were going to see those floats going down the side. And I didn't want that. So my other option was I could come up here and grab something else. I do have 4 hanks of some of the other things. I do have some like speckledy things that I was like, you know, I've got this. I really don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's going to be a summer shirt anyway, so cotton's not the world's worst fiber, and especially since this is a cotton blend, it should be perfect for this. And it is so far. So we'll see how it looks when it's finished or when I can try it on again. The next time I try it on, so I'll probably try it on around row 80. So after we've got a little bit, I'll probably have to try it on at row 70. So in 20 rows, I'll have to try it on just to make sure we're wide enough here. I am very broad shouldered and I have some chunkies up here on my upper arm. So I want to make sure I've got enough to where I can easily do the sleeve underneath y'all. And we got, you know, the middle-aged second wave going on down here. So 'tis what it is. But loving this. I also think I could use my Venus yarn, which is a slubby yarn. Even though this is listed as a size 4, it is definitely not a size 4 all the way around it. But I also think if I like the way this works up with this, if I want something that's wide open that I'm wearing a tank top under, will be my next one to grab. And I have 4 of the turquoise left in that. Next thing to discuss. Oh. So this bag is from Liam Loves You. Troy got this for Christmas a couple years ago on Etsy. So if the shop is still active, I will leave it in the description box down below. So this is another top. And of course I left the pattern downstairs. So I will try to remember to insert a picture of what this is supposed to look like finished over here. So I am using DMC Senso. And this just has a color number on it, but it's the hot pink one. Erica gave me, I've got 9 still in my stash. So 12 of these when she was destashing. It's a 100% mercerized cotton. They're 50 gram spools. I am almost done with the first one here. And this is as far as I've got. This was like one afternoon worth of crochet. So this is, the back and the front start are kind of very similar. So this is that top solid piece. And the straps will grow off of here. And then we join these together, it looks like in the pattern, like just reading through the pattern, it looks like we join these together and then we work down. So I am doing the 2XL on this, even though the measurements did say, and my gauge did say this should fit. I was a little concerned that the XL was not going to quite be right. So I did go ahead and go up a size, but there we are. And I did mark my front stitches. My front back stitch marker was not in easy reach when I grabbed that. So anyway, I can't believe I left that pattern downstairs. I've been meaning to make this tank top out of this yarn now since Erica gave me the yarn. Like I've printed out the pattern and had it sitting in the same place as that yarn for a while. So this is one of those, like I knew what I wanted to make. It just took me a while. Kind of like this yarn I keep pointing out. I know what I want to make with it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Same with this one. I know what I want to make with it. I just haven't gotten there yet. And then the last project in my wondrous basket of goodies today is my Summer Freshness shawl. So I am on color 4 now. I did have enough yarn, more than enough yarn, to do the extended section 3, part 3. And I am doing the extended section, part 4. So now I'm on variant A, is what she calls it in the pattern. This is the Summer Freshness Shawl by Mignon Crochet. So this is bee pollen. As I'm dropping things. Here we grow again. Cotton Candy Sprinkles from, these both are from from Yarnable. This is from ALC. This is Cotton Candy Sprinkles, and this is Humor Me from ALC. So I've got 4 more rows left on part 4 before I move on to part 5. Now, I've already warned Nikki that I might need to ask a ginormous favor of her, so this may not get finished very soon because it would take her time to dye me specialty yarn if she's willing to do it. Get my money. But I do have the Berries and Snow from January. It's either December or January. And it's got the same purple tone in it, but it does move into the gray. It's got this dusty plum color, along with a darker, more saturated purple and a gray. So I actually think that will be fine to do the lace edge in. But I don't think I'm going to have enough yarn in this one to do the lace border. But I am still loving how my colors came together. My color story plan is working exactly how I thought it would. I wanted to either move from dark to light or light to dark. I'm very glad I went with the light to dark because I was thinking this would read as white. And it does when you bring it back with all the other colors. The more colors I add to it, the more white this reads. So I am just absolutely giddy as I could be about how this is turning out. It's even prettier than I thought it would be. I knew I loved the pattern after doing the Hobie Dulce Cashmere yarn. I have already passed where I had to end that, so we'll now see how the edging of this is. But beautiful pattern. I do really, really love this pattern. It's very, very easy to read. The designer from Mignon Crochet seems to be very, very sweet. Apparently these are her favorite colors as well. I shared on Instagram what I was making the shawl out of when I added in color 3. And she was like, you'd have no way of knowing this, but those are my favorite colors. So if you would like to try this, you're scared of crochet lace, but you really love the look of the shawl, this is a very easy pattern to read, and there is a matching chart that seems to be very... I've had to look... I can't read crochet charts most of the time to get a good finished object. I tend to mess up reading charts. So I'm much better at a written out pattern. But I do use the chart to make sure I'm reading the pattern correctly. I don't know how that works, but that just, for some reason, I can figure out, like, yes, I did the right thing and I'm in the right place. So the chart appears to be just as good as the written directions are, and the written directions are very plainly written. Like I said when I was talking about it before, there are a couple spots where, like, instead of on the previous stitch, it'll say sur le previous stitch, which is just the French. And I've made note of that, and I will be sending her a DM, just heads up that you do have, like, the translation didn't go through on this to this. And it's not, this isn't something where you need to know any French whatsoever to read the pattern. The English is perfectly well done. It's just sometimes you have, like, a word, it's like a typo. But it's only, I think I've only found it in one row so far. So anyway, that was my entire basket of goodies this week. So definitely come back and check me out on Saturday and on Tuesday. I'm going to fly through filming those real quick because I need to get downstairs. We're going to go for an evening walk because it's really pretty and sunny outside. And then I've got to make dinner when we get home. So even today is just away from me. I got very, very distracted cleaning out the guest room and getting my guest room finally put together. I told you guys I knew there were missing things in there, and I did find some of the missing things. So anyway, I love you guys. I will see you guys on Saturday. Take care of yourself. I love you. Bye, guys.